Good evening, wrestling fans. We're your hosts, Lewis
and Jaden, and this is
Evolution of Pro Wrestling. Welcome back, fans, to another episode of Evolution of Pro Wrestling. SummerSlam weekend, Jaden. You know what that means? The biggest party of the summer. You know how that goes. I've been watching SummerSlam since it first started, and it has gotten better every single year. This year's SummerSlam is not going to be any different. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the best and most shocking moments in SummerSlam history, as well as giving our predictions for the matches of this Sunday's SummerSlam. But before that, we are going to be talking about wrestling news around the world. Speaking of SummerSlam, the Usos are not in SummerSlam. Tough break. Unfortunately, the WWE pulled them from SummerSlam due to Jimmy Uso's DUI. Why do you think that happened, Jay?
Well, they probably just was like, you know what, this is unacceptable, so they're probably going to sit him out for this one, but it's sad news because I would have loved to see the Usos compete in WWE.
No, absolutely. In that championship match, you know, in that tag team division, I would have loved to see the Usos in that type of caliber in SummerSlam. But hey, we can't always get what we want, right, Jay? WWE 2K20. I saw the preview. I saw the game. Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch on the cover of the game. What do you think about that game, Jaden?
Oh, well, I think it's going to be a great game, honestly. You know, throughout the years, the games get better and better, you know, bigger graphics, more old stuff added into the game, so I think it's going to be a
Do you think it's going to be better than 2019?
Maybe. We never know.
No, 2019,
let's see what they add.
2019 was a hell of a game, so let's see how that goes. Paige apparently needs more surgery due to her neck. Even though she's not in competition, she is a manager of Asuka and Kiera.
I mean, more surgery, do you think this could mean something?
Maybe.
You think she can possibly be getting back into the ring?
That would be nice. In the way the women's division is going now, I would not be surprised if she can get back into the ring because they need a little push. You know, I think the women have kind of dialed down a little bit. Like, we haven't really heard much about it besides the SummerSlam matches that they're going to have. But it's not really much you hear now. So let's see if we can get back on track with that. Trish Stratus, speaking of the women, Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus was on SmackDown confronting Charlotte Flair.
Oh, yeah.
She will be fighting Charlotte Flair in SummerSlam, which we're going to talk about that later. That is a dream match that nobody ever thought they were going to see, and it's going to happen. Goldberg returns to Monday Night Raw and signs the contract to face Dolph Ziggler as well. That's another match we're going to get into come SummerSlam weekend. I was surprised when he came in. Dolph Ziggler was also surprised when he saw that. It was epic, and I can't wait to see it. So apparently Roman Reigns' attacker was revealed on SmackDown. A lot of people thought it was Samoa Joe, but apparently it might have been Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan. Rumors are speculating. According to him, Buddy Murphy told him this is what happened, this is who attacked you, but Roman Reigns did attack Buddy Murphy. So, seems to me like there might be a match building up at SummerSlam between those two.
Could be.
Ruby Riott is underwent her second surgery this year on her shoulder. She's still out of action. Ruby, get better. We want to see you back into the mix because she's a hell of a wrestler when it comes to, you know, going in certain competition.
Whatever happened to the other two members of the Riot Squad?
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these women are MIA. Like, you don't hear much about the women's competition anymore. And that's kind of bad, you know. It's like they brushing them off. Like, the women are still something. The women can do just as much as the men can do.
Exactly.
You know, but I don't know. Shinsuke Nakamura. He's waiting for a challenger for the Intercontinental title. Who's it going to be? We don't know. That's the question everybody is asking. Why has he not have a challenger for SummerSlam? The man is phenomenal. Give him an opponent. Put him against Aleister Black.
That would be a great.
Come on, wake up, WWE. Put this man to work.
Put this man in some type of match.
Yep. R-Truth, 24/7 champion again. For like the 10th million time, this man is winning that championship.
Always.
He pinned, Mike Kanellis pinned his wife in the OBGYN in the appointment, and then he got beat by R-Truth. R-Truth, I gotta give it to WWE. Right now, that's the most entertaining title in WWE. Like, everybody running, chasing, doing all this shit.
Fun.
It's fun. It's very fun. And last but not least, the WWE, and our hearts go out to these states as well. The WWE paid tribute to Dayton and El Paso for the mass shootings that happened over the weekend. It was horrific. Many people were killed, including children. And from the Evolution family, our hearts go out to everyone that was affected by that shooting. And we hope you guys can get back on your feet, and many blessings to all of you. Now, Jaden, and now fans, best SummerSlam shocking moments ever. When you talk about SummerSlam, you talk about the biggest party of the summer. Probably the third biggest event in WWE by far. What are your thoughts on SummerSlam?
SummerSlam is when it's the summertime. That's why it's called SummerSlam. It's when everyone has fun, but SummerSlam isn't about fun. SummerSlam is about excitement and surprises. In SummerSlam, you never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to appear. That's why SummerSlam is named one of the best pay-per-views right now in the WWE.
No, absolutely. And you also get, there's a lot of history in SummerSlam, Jaden.
Absolutely.
In the first ever SummerSlam, I believe it was 1988. It was pretty much a lot of things happened that time. This was before you were born. There was a gentleman by the name of the Honky Tonk Man, WWE Hall of Famer, and also fellow Hall of Famer, the late, great Ultimate Warrior. Honky Tonk Man had attacked, I believe it was Ron Bass. I'm sorry. Ron Bass had attacked Brutus Beefcake, another Hall of Famer that was supposed to face Honky Tonk Man at SummerSlam, but apparently Ron Bass took him out. He made him bleed and all this stuff. He wasn't able to wrestle. So Honky Tonk Man came out to the ring and said, "Get me anybody out here. I don't care who it is." Truth and behold, the Ultimate Warrior's music hit, came into the ring, stormed the ring, and just beat the living bejesus out of the Honky Tonk Man in 30 seconds. He made history and beat the Honky Tonk Man for the Intercontinental title. What do you think about that?
That's phenomenal. When everyone knows, every true Ultimate Warrior fans know, once his music comes on, everyone needs to get out of their seats, because once he storms in that ring, that opponent better be careful. So honestly, that was a crazy moment done right there, especially since it was done in 30 seconds and he didn't give him no reminders, no nothing. He just stormed in the ring and just beat the life out of the Honky Tonk Man.
No, absolutely. And that's what they say, passing the torch over, as they say. Honky Tonk Man giving the opportunity to the Ultimate Warrior, and Ultimate Warrior just took it and ran with it and became the new Intercontinental Champion. Years later, defeating Hulk Hogan for the World Heavyweight title. So from SummerSlam, his career just transcended from there.
Yep.
And when you talk about other matches in an Intercontinental title match, the first ever Intercontinental title match, excuse me, that ever main evented SummerSlam, the British Bulldog and Bret the Hitman Hart in London, England. Biggest crowd ever, excuse me, in SummerSlam history. Over 80,000 people. British Bulldog beat the Hitman to become the Intercontinental Champion. That was amazing when I saw that match. And mind you, these two were brother-in-laws. So that's what made it even more crazy and more intense. The anxiety of the family, the whole family watching. Bret Hart's sister that's married to British Bulldog, she was caught in between because it was just an all-out battle.
Yeah.
You know, what would you think of going up against a rivalry like that, your brother-in-laws or your brother in a match in London for the Intercontinental title.
Just like you said, that's very intense. Especially it's the fact that that's your own family. Like you're going against your own family, and then the wife is in the middle. The wife and the sister is in the middle of this. So that's what makes the rivalry that's what made the match even more special because basically the sister wasn't on the sister.
She didn't take sides, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah, she didn't take sides, and that's what made it more interesting.
Yeah.
But it was a hell of a match. I still talk about it to this day.
I bet.
And when you talk about a hell of a match, 2002 marked the return of Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels had left WWE with a back injury in 1998. The man came back, had an unsanctioned match with Triple H. You know what unsanctioned means? Unsanctioned means no rules.
Oh,
anything goes. And that match was insane.
Not even insane. That match was brutal. Those guys looked like they were about to die. Those guys were hitting each other, sledgehammers, putting each other through tables. They were doing anything in their power to make sure that one of them would be winners. So I absolutely rate that match on like the top 10 in my book.
Of course, absolutely. And yes, Shawn Michaels did leave in a stretcher because he got hit with Triple H's sledgehammer, but still, he still came out on top. Shawn Michaels still came out on top. He came back. That's where he continued to stay in WWE full time. After that, he came, off and on, but he did his thing. It was a hell of a match. I will still pay to see that match again. One match that stands out that I know my son would like, The Undertaker and Edge. Hell in a Cell, 2008.
Listen. This match, if anyone has not seen this match will literally have you off of your seat. Those guys put each other through havoc. They got thrown through the cell, thrown through a table, and the final finale, Undertaker chokeslammed Edge through the ring, literally through the ring, and Edge was in the ring, and then after that happened, the ring got set on fire. That hole that Edge went through was lit on fire. So that match places top 1 in my SummerSlam favorites.
No, absolutely. No, that was a return of The Undertaker. Because he was reinstated by Vicky Guerrero when Undertaker had lost to Edge at a point, with his career. And speaking of The Undertaker, Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk in a ladder match. Jeff Hardy's career was on the line. He lost 2009. Undertaker again returned out of nowhere in the darkness and chokeslammed the hell out of CM Punk. I still remember that match to this day.
He won the World Heavyweight title.
No, he didn't win the title. He just chokeslammed him. That was at the end of the match when CM Punk was still champion.
That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. When he was still the heavyweight title.
Yep. And another moment that stands out at SummerSlam. John Cena versus Daniel Bryan in SummerSlam of 2013. It was memorable, but also shocking at the same time because that was the first time Daniel Bryan had ever won the WWE Championship. But he got screwed by Triple H. When Randy Orton was going to cash in the Money in the Bank, Triple H turned him around, pedigreed him. Next thing you know, Randy Orton is the champion. And then that's when Triple H made his life a living hell for the next year after that. So that's why I said it was historic, but it was also shocking at the same time. There was one SummerSlam I saw in 1991 that you wouldn't know about that, but it was funny as hell. The Mountie, he was a so-called cop in WWE against the Big Boss Man. They fought in a jailhouse match. Loser spends the night in jail. The Mountie lost. He was a crybaby. I'm going to show you that video that match at one point, so you can see how he is going into jail. Like he was just funny. Like it was funny as hell, and I still remember that moment to this day. Now, there was another moment that was off script that not many people knew. Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior fought Sergeant Slaughter, General Adnan, and the Iron Sheik. Sid Vicious was the special guest referee. But what people don't understand that the Ultimate Warrior threatened Vince McMahon to pay him more. If not, he was not gonna show up for the match. Nobody knew about that. The moment Ultimate Warrior went, he did the show, came back, got paid what he wanted, but then got fired right after. That's one thing you don't do. You don't try to cross the boss. And that's what happened. That was a shocking moment in SummerSlam. To have two icons teaming up like that and fighting a triple threat like that. Another moment I seen in 1991, Bret Hart won his first singles competition title when he beat fellow Hall of Famer Mr. Perfect. Have you heard of Mr. Perfect, Jaden?
Absolutely. Mr. Perfect used to be a phenomenal wrestler. Mr. Perfect had it all. He had the looks, the style in the ring. Mr. Perfect was one of the best wrestlers of all time.
He was absolutely perfect. As he always said, he was absolutely perfect. The man was a phenomenal athlete in the ring. He was a great technician, and fighting Bret Hart would made it even more special. And Bret Hart took the gold. He made history, and his family was watching, and everything was good. You know what I mean? Also, what was memorable that night was the late, great Macho Man and Elizabeth. They got married at the end of SummerSlam 1991. That was the match made in heaven, as they say. To this day, they still talk about it. I'm not going to lie. I do miss the Macho Man. The man was a phenomenal athlete. The man was a hell of a talker. It was good. I used to enjoy the man. I used to enjoy the man with his promos. He was crazy. The man was crazy. But I used to love his promos in what he used to do in the SummerSlam.
Now, talking about shocking moments, a shocking moment that I saw was when Brock Lesnar, the old Brock Lesnar, beat The Rock at SummerSlam 2002.
That was...
Now, I'm not gonna lie, Brock Lesnar was holding his own in that match. Those two guys were... Brock Lesnar used to be sort of an icon because he was a good wrestler back then. So basically, those two guys were a perfect match going against each other. Honestly, I could say probably that would be a dream match back in 2002 because it was just an absolutely insane match. Regular match, but the stunts and the power and the struggle those guys went through to beat each other down was absolutely crazy. So that's why I think that match is like one of the best matches in the WWE.
No, absolutely. And it's like I said, that was also part of the lot, pretty much saying passing the torch over.
Exactly.
The Rock was passing the torch over to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar won the WWE Championship, the Undisputed Championship, and he pretty much made his career from there. The man became, at a point, not right now. Actually, no, I'm lying. He did. At first, he was the youngest heavyweight champion of all time until Randy Orton beat Chris Benoit to become the youngest world heavyweight champion in WWE history, which people today still talk about.
Yep.
There's another moment that I remember in 2016. AJ Styles versus John Cena. These two stole the house. They stole the show. The match they had was phenomenal. Like these two, John Cena still at his prime, facing AJ Styles, beginning his prime, and the match was phenomenal.
It was absolutely great. The AJ Styles at a point was getting put through a lot of stuff. He was getting beat down really bad. At least a few AAs to him. And he still didn't give up. AJ Styles was doing it to John Cena, getting him down. None of them were giving up. That's what made the match so interesting. Those guys were just beating each other down with no regrets. They were just going at each other like they were a hungry pack of animals.
No, absolutely. And that's what made it even more memorable. That it was pretty much superstar versus legend. Because AJ Styles is a superstar, but John Cena is a legend. And speaking of legend, this is one match I cannot forget. Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels
Icon.
at SummerSlam. Icon versus legend.
Yes.
Excellent match. A lot of people knock it. A lot of people say Shawn Michaels oversold it because, Hulk Hogan, they say Hulk Hogan did not want to get beat by Shawn Michaels, but it's like, still, it happened. Hulk Hogan became victorious, bloody and all. He still won the match. Another memory I remember was Mankind. He fought Triple H in 1997 at SummerSlam in a steel cage match. The man jumped off a 15-foot high steel cage to elbow drop Triple H.
Oh.
He was inspired by Jimmy Snuka, his late idol, and he just went for it and said, "The hell with it. I'm going to go and let's do it." And one great moment, and last but not least, that I still remember to this day, the first ever TLC match ever, and it was at SummerSlam. The Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudley Boys.
I have so much to say about that match. That match places at least like the top 2 or the top 1 in SummerSlam history. Those guys were putting each other through the worst they could possibly do. The Hardy Boys jumping off the ladders. Edge speared Jeff Hardy off of like at least like a 15-foot ladder or 20-foot ladder. The Dudley Boys putting people through tables. The Hardy Boys putting people through tables. The match was just absolutely insane. Was it the Edge and Christian were the ones that took the victory?
I think they did.
Those guys were put through most, especially Edge. Put his body on the line when he speared Jeff Hardy, so that took a lot of guts for him. So I give those guys a thumbs up for that.
Yeah, I think it was a phenomenal match. It transcended their careers to new heights. A lot of fans actually started seeing the Attitude Era with these guys, and it's what brought out the best in all of them, which I would say four out of those 6 superstars are WWE Hall of Famers. The Dudleys are Hall of Famers, as well as Edge and, Christian is not Hall of Fame yet. Edge and the Dudley Boys. So 3 out of 6. My apologies. Now, Jaden, the prediction for SummerSlam. Excellent matches. We can't wait, and it's going to be crazy. We're going to start off with Drew Gulak versus Onsi Larson. I'm sorry if I'm saying his last name wrong. I really can't pronounce this guy's name. This is a cruiserweight match. Now, the last cruiserweight match we saw in Extreme Rules was a really good match. The cruiserweights be surprising people. But this one I still have to give it to Drew Gulak. He's been on a tear up as of late. What do you think?
See, I'm gonna be completely honest. I have never heard of these 2 competitors, but I feel like if I see the match, I will probably have my vote then. So right now, I really don't have a vote.
Okay, you're neutral. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Bayley versus Ember Moon.
Okay.
SmackDown Women's title. Ember Moon is on a mission. She has the anxiety, she has the pressure, but she is up for the battle against Bayley to become the new WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. What do you think?
I gotta. Well, okay. These 2 are absolute stars in the ring, but I gotta give this one to Bayley. Bayley, I feel like. Well, basically they came in the same time, but Bayley is a champion now, so Bayley is gonna take her in-ring battles really serious if she wants to keep that title. So I gotta put my money on Bayley for this one.
I would have to disagree, Jaden. I think I'm gonna go with Ember Moon on this one because Ember Moon has been really hungry for that women's title, and now that she got the opportunity, I don't think she's gonna let it pass her by. So this is going to be one to watch and one to definitely be on the lookout for. WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. Your thoughts?
Well, I can't really vote for this one. I've seen Goldberg long enough. Him wrestling back when he was, a little younger. He used to spear the life out of people. Dolph Ziggler, he is sneaky in ways with his super kick and his zigzag. So I honestly think this match is going to be an absolute nail biter. You don't know what to expect in this match because these are two great wrestlers of all time. Well, yeah, basically two great wrestlers of all time. So I don't have a vote yet.
Absolutely. Well, I actually have to agree with you because Goldberg's coming back from from that match, unfortunately, that horrific match he had with the Undertaker. But I'm sure he's going to make it up for this one with Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is, excuse me, he is a phenomenal athlete as well, but he's fighting a legend. He's fighting a Hall of Famer. So it's going to be difficult to choose that match when it comes to those two. So yes, I'm going to stay neutral on this one as well. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, makes his return to SummerSlam against Finn Balor.
Just talking about Bray Wyatt for a second, I absolutely love.
Oh yeah,
Bray Wyatt. Bray
is
Wyatt's character now is absolutely phenomenal. So I am looking forward to seeing this match. I'm gonna stay neutral on this one too because both are competitive in the ring and both are bright athletes. So I'm just gonna stay neutral.
I'm gonna give my pick to Bray Wyatt because he's been out for a while, but now with this new attitude, this new Fiend, this character, we might see the Demon King at SummerSlam, but I got to give it to Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is coming back hungry. He's ready to take over the WWE. So that's my pick. Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon.
Okay, Shane McMahon, okay.
If Kevin Owens loses, he quits the WWE. What do you think about that?
Honestly, I'm really gonna have to give this one to Shane McMahon. I think Shane McMahon has, more experience in the ring, especially since he used to put his body on the line and practically almost killed himself from the stunts he used to do back in wrestling. So he has more experience, being a wrestler, all the techniques, all the moves. So I gotta give this one to Shane McMahon.
Okay. I'm actually gonna go with Kevin Owens on this one. Shane McMahon needs to step aside. You're part of the WWE ownership. Let these guys grow. Put some more talent to grow out there. You know what I mean? So I think Kevin Owens should get this one. Then you have, which by far the first time I ever saw these two fight was an extraordinary match. Ricochet and AJ Styles for the United States title again. These two athletes, oh my God, like I can actually say I get excited when I see Ricochet fight because the way this man does his flips, the way he does his moves, the way he does everything, it's just incredible the way things go. See, even Greg Allen picks Kevin Owens as his pick. So I'm not the only one. But again, Ricochet and AJ Styles. What is your thought on this?
Honestly, I have to go with Ricochet on this one. Ricochet is catching up. Ricochet, before we know it, he can be the new face of WWE from the way he is wrestling. Just like you said, his flips are amazing. Everything about him is amazing. So I gotta give it to him for this one.
Well, I'm actually going to be neutral on this one. As much as I like Ricochet, AJ Styles has had this new attitude as a heel that it's pretty impressive, So it's going to be kind of interesting to say. You understand? So I'm looking forward to that one. Dream match: Charlotte Flair against Trish Stratus, WWE Hall of Famer. Two of the best female athletes in the ring. It's like, wow, what a match. What do you say with this match?
The
queen of the WWE versus Trish Stratus, WWE Hall of Famer, greatest WWE women's champion of all time. I can't make a pick for this because they're both phenomenal athletes. What is your thought on that?
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Trish Stratus has been in the business long enough to see, what these wrestlers have become, and you already know the Queen is basically the best. I wouldn't say the best female wrestler right now, but she is practically the woman's face of the WWE. So honestly, I I had to stay neutral for this one.
No, absolutely. I feel you. I definitely agree with that. And when you mentioned about Ricochet, this gentleman, William Biggs, he mentioned only if Ricochet stops flipping around, which, that's what makes his character going, but he could be right, and his pick and Greg Allen's pick is Trish Stratus as well as AJ Styles for Greg Allen. Let's see if they're right. There's only one way to find out, to watch SummerSlam this Sunday. Becky Lynch against Natalya, Women's Raw Championship in a submission match.
Ooh.
The sharpshooter against the armbar. What do you think?
Ooh, this is intense. The sharpshooter runs in her family. It runs in the Hart family. But the armbar, Becky Lynch's submission is dangerous. You basically sit on your opponent with the sharpshooter, but Becky Lynch has you in like an arm lock. So I'm gonna have to put mine on Becky Lynch since she has like this totally new. Ever since her nose has been broken, ever since all of this stuff has happened, she's been this new person. She's the man now. So I gotta give it to Becky Lynch for this one.
I'm actually gonna have to give this to Natalya. She has a new demeanor and attitude. And you're saying that they just sit in your back. No, that's not the key, Jay. With a sharpshooter, you're destroying that back, making that opponent vulnerable to an attack, to commit any type of attack on that person. If they hurt that back, it's going to be difficult for Becky Lynch to do any type of stuff. So, and William Briggs says, but not everyone wrestles that style. I met him in Queens, and he has the talent to be one of the best in the ring. As a trainer, I can tell you he is one of the best in the ring. Absolutely. Ricochet is definitely one of the best in the ring. And I want to see him go to new heights. I would like to see him face guys like Seth Rollins or Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Aleister Black, and look, and Greg Allen
votes for Natalya.
And William Biggs also votes for Natalya. So let's see how that goes. Then you have Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. A lot of people are thinking that Kofi Kingston's reign should end, that Randy Orton is going to become champion again. I like Randy Orton. I like Kofi. Randy Orton has done a lot for this business, but he needs to step aside and let the younger guys take over. Like, come on, stop trying to steal the glory. Stop trying to take everything. I see Z's, I guess he doesn't like the match that they're going to happen. It might be a phenomenal match. Let's see what happens, but I'm going to give my pick to this one to Kofi.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Kofi has been working hard just to get one title, so I don't think his reign should be over yet. So I gotta give this one to Kofi too.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if the supposed underdog champion is gonna stay champion still. Then Randy Orton should not be in that title match, especially when you have a guy like Strowman. Exactly. No, but this when he mentions Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman is not even on SummerSlam, which is a surprise to me that they don't even have him there. WWE is dropping the ball with Braun Strowman. It's like correctly. And
they could do a lot more with him.
Exactly. Greg Allen states that this is Randy Orton's last title run. Could be. The man might be retiring. He might be leaving WWE for AEW. You never know. We don't know what the hell's going to happen. So it's only time will tell. Then the last match, Brock Lesnar against Seth Rollins. I am praying to God. Strowman is like the Big Dick Dudley of ECW. What he means by Big Dick Dudley was this big powerhouse that used to be with the Dudley Boys. And this man was powerful. He used to beat the shit out of everybody in ECW. And, unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. But he's right. That's what he is. But they're not using him the proper way. Brock Lesnar, I pray that this is his last match in WWE. Seth Rollins, take the title and take it away from him and then have somebody else beat Seth Rollins. I don't want Brock Lesnar with that damn title anymore. It's ridiculous the way they're putting that title of Universal title on Brock Lesnar all the time. Take that shit off of him. I don't want to see him anymore.
I want Seth Rollins to win so bad. I'm putting prayers out that Seth Rollins wins this match. But knowing WWE, they're just gonna let Brock Lesnar keep the title. But we never know what's gonna happen. But I just absolutely hope that Seth Rollins wins that title and gives another person a chance. Just to see, Greg Allen knows where I'm coming from.
No, he's picking Brock Lesnar.
But I feel like I know where he knows where I'm coming from. They're gonna just let Brock Lesnar have the title as long as he wants until his contract's probably over or something, and then someone's gonna beat him until.
But you see what William Biggs just said. No, someone needs to be pushed as a monster worker and beat him.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. There's many superstars in the WWE that have worked their asses off to compete, to win the title, and these guys all want to stay all into this stuff. What's that saying, Jaden?
He says when they bought Lashley back, he was supposed to feud with Brock, and they did nothing with it.
That would have been a hell of a feud. He's absolutely right. They should have made that feud between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, and it was never done. And again, at a point, WWE dropped the ball, as always. Well, what are we going to do? WWE is WWE. Vince McMahon, as long as Vince McMahon is still running the show, there ain't nothing going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. That rivalry ain't going to happen. Monday Night Raw and SmackDown have been good as of late. He said, remember, they never wrestled. Yep, they never wrestled those two. I would have loved to see those two wrestle. But it ain't never going to happen. Well, Jaden, our time is up here, sir. Why don't you lead us on to next week's topic?
Next week's topic, the greatest high flyers of all time.
That's one we're going to see. We're going to talk about the greatest high flyers of all time. And we also got a few comments that was what the purpose of Bobby Lashley being there, and they did nothing to put him over. Of course not. And it's the WWE machine. That's what people fail to understand. When you see guys like Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, put the man together, make the dream match. There's still, to this day, a lot of dream matches that people have not seen yet. I'm still waiting to see Aleister Black and Shinsuke Nakamura.
I'm still waiting to see a match that will probably never.
So, look at that comment. I agree with Greg Allen just like that. Brock Lesnar is afraid to face Bobby Lashley. I agree.
I
absolutely agree. And a lot of people see it because Bobby Lashley is military. The man's strong. The man's just as strong as Brock Lesnar, and the man is afraid to face him. And I agree with him.
Yeah, this match is probably unpredictable. No one's gonna think of this. I'd love to see Kofi and Ricochet go at it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd love to see those.
Those are matches you could put in feature SummerSlams. Okay, listen, WWE, let's go. Open up your eyes, damn it. So, fans, from all of us here, from Lewis, my co-host Jaden, and my lovely producer and director Yesenia. As always, fans, as you see our nice Evolution shirts, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you have any comments, concerns, or issues, email us at evolutionofprowrestling@gmail.com. And we also have one more. This is true, but I think Brock would take him hands down. I gotta disagree with that, William Biggs. I think
Suplex City.
I think Bobby Lashley is a bit more, a lot more athletic than Brock, but.
I don't think he's a lot more. I think Brock can hold his own in the ring, but I still think Lashley overpowers him, though.
Well, hopefully we can see that in the future.
So I agree with him, but I agree with you.
Absolutely. Well, fans, there you have it. The comments, the questions, and all that stuff. Tune into SummerSlam. Skill-wise. Yep, skill-wise it would be. As you say, as we see you fans, thank you for the comments. Thank you for the support. Thank you for always watching. We'll see you next Friday. Tune in tomorrow. Eddie the Authority Torres is going to be on the show at 9 p.m. That's one you're not going to want to miss. Thank you, fans, and thank you for watching. Wrecking Crew.